Yo, yes now blessed now, dezrocksteady at King of the Pit TV. I got a little review, a little overview, a little rating for a record I checked out not so long back. I've actually revisited this record on occasion since then, purely to reassess and to, formulate an opinion worth saying, really. And I say that first and foremost because there's a little bit of depth to this record, to be fair. There's a bit of depth which one listen around is not worthy of picking it all up on. Because some records are simplistic, some follow the lines, some are, quite conventional, minimalistic. But this one has a lot of twos and fros and a lot of twists and turns and a lot of different ideas, a lot of different sounds. Now, I've read that some people, fans of The Clash, consider this album overproduced, and I completely understand where you're coming from, especially in relation to their debut album. I mean, these are the two albums I've heard so far by The Clash. So I completely understand how one may deem it overproduced. Now, I love the overproduction. I agree that it's overproduced, but I love it. I absolutely love it. It's so sparkly. It's so clean. It's so, I don't know. The production doesn't seem like a product of its time. It's so it's very plastic. It's very plastic, but not in the way that it's cheap. It's plastic in the sense that there's longevity within the product. It's packaged very well, very sparkly, and I think the production value, more or less, is on parallel with the actual band's performance and capabilities on this record. Now, moving on to the record. The songwriting's brilliant. The melodies are second to none. I wonder if they just came up with the melodies on the spot, or if they rewrote the melodies, or if they had a whole bunch of melodies to work through. Because there's so many great melodies on the record. The songwriting's brilliant. I mean, the hooks are just fantastic. The guitars are brilliant. The lead guitars are brilliant. The riffing is brilliant. I don't have too much to say on the drums, to be honest with you. I think like the drums are lacking in comparison to what we do have. We got Joe Strummer, who's got a brilliant. One thing I remember on this record in regards to his performance is, "I want to be in Africa," or something along the lines of that. That's brilliant. I love the performance on that. I thought there was a very corny chord. Drug stabbing time. I didn't like that. I thought that was a corny melody, but it was what it was. It's catchy. I can sing it back to you right now because I remember it, so it's not a bad thing. And that's it. I mean, people reference The Clash in regards to punk rock music. There might be a punk attitude when it comes to it, but this is just straight driving rock and roll music, in my opinion. Like, as far as punk rock is concerned, I just don't see much of it at all through the glitz and glamour of what we have presented to us. There's too much depth. There's too much professionalism. It's just approached like an incredible rock record, and it's very inventive. The guitars are brilliant and unique, and I think it's so much better than the debut album. I think it's so much better than the debut album. I'm gonna rate this record. I'm going to give it a strong 8 out of 10. I'm going to give it a strong 8 out of 10. I like the sound of it. I like the melodies of it. I'm in two minds as to whether it's good that I did need to revisit it in order to sort of organise an opinion, purely as you'd want it to just hit you from the get-go. That is, in my opinion, the pinnacle of good songwriting. When from the get-go, you get it, you understand it, you relate to it, and you feel it, and you can sing along to it. But you could say there's so much depth. That's positive. That's great artistic worth that you have to catch something new each time you listen to it. So that's the vice versa. But the Clash are really good. I didn't expect them to be as talented instrumentally in writing as they are. And that's my review for today, people. I'll see you on the flip side. We've got album number 3 coming up next. Peace.